Okay, welcome to blog 12 of hashtag fitter not fatter. I hope you're all well, and thanks for all your comments and videos and everything you've shared so far. Great day today for running. It's 14-15 degrees, just been out and done a nice quick 10k, which was great, in perfect weather. So hope you're getting off the couch and getting those running shoes on. Today we're going to have a brief talk about triathlon and duathlon. This is something that Kit and I do in various different guises, and if any of you who I know are Facebook friends do that, please feel free to chip in. So triathlon and duathlon are multi-sport, and the challenge of the multi-sport is doing in long distance with using different muscle groups. So when you're cycling, you're primarily using quads and hamstrings and glutes, and when you're running, you're adding the calves to that, and also you're using the hamstrings and the glutes in a different way. So transitioning from one to the other can be very, very challenging, and your legs don't comply sometimes. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the kit you need, some of the toys you need as far as bikes, and how you prepare and how you transition between one sport to the other. And if you've got any comments, then please share them. So you need quite a bit of kit, obviously. The first thing if you're doing triathlon is you need a wetsuit, something like this. You're going to need a hat and some goggles as well. And this is Kit's wetsuit, and that will keep her nice and dry during the swim, because you're going to need to take off that and have reasonably dry kit underneath. And when you're doing duathlon, you might have a kit like this. This is shorts at the bottom, a bit padded, not as much as you'd have in a normal cycling, padding in the bottom because you're going to be running, so you don't want it to be too uncomfortable, but nice and loose as well. If it's a bit cooler and you're doing duathlon, you'll put something like that over the top, which has got pockets in the back to carry any food while you're running and cycling. We've obviously got Steve Clark racing today. Best of luck doing that today, Steve. And if it's a bit warmer in the summer, you might put that over the top of your duathlon outfit. But it's nice tight lycra, and the trick is to transition between the events using that sport. Okay, just the last thing from socks, as far as socks, when you're doing duathlon, which is run, cycle, run, you're going to be in your trainers, cycling shoes trainers. So I would recommend a pair of cycling socks. Running socks are a bit thicker, so you have to be a bit careful with that. And if you want to, you can also use compression socks, which go around the calf and provide more compression so that it keeps the blood flowing, and it's good for afterwards as well. So that's the kit. Now obviously you're going to have to fuel up. Now if you're swimming, you don't take any drink or food on, but if you're running 10k, you can take some fuel on. And typically you might take water on. You'll probably eat and drink on the bike, but what you can also do is you can have your own fuel. So you might have, for example, gel blocks, which are really good. You can cut those up so you just got a couple in your pocket. They're better than the gels because they're easier to swallow. You might have some tablets, and then at the drink station you'll have your bottles ready for you if you're taking it professionally. Not really sure what this is, but I'm sure it'll help him get around. Right, let's look at now the bikes. So we've got 3 bikes here as an example, and we'll go from right to left. The first one is the TT or time trial bike. Now this is your fastest bike. It's got low bars, so you can get down in a real tough position. It's a very hard bike. It's designed for very flat courses and very fast. You'll see at the bottom here that this triangle here creates a very fast transition from the wheel to the road for most speed. You'll also see that the shoes are already in the bike, so that when you come out of the swim or the run, you can go straight in and put your feet straight in to cozier shoes which don't need socks. Okay, over here you've got more of a hybrid version, which is also very quick, but you'll probably use this if it's a hillier course, because a time trial bike is very, very hard up the hills, and commonly on a hybrid bike you'll overtake a time trial bike. You'll also notice that the helmet is on the bike. Now there's a reason for that, and that is that you will, the marshals will disqualify you if you do not put your helmet on first before you touch your bike. So that's why the helmet is there. Okay, and when you come back, you have to put the bike in the track and then take the helmet off, so that you've always got your helmet on when you're touching the bike, otherwise you will be disqualified in the transition area. Lastly, in transition, you've got your number belt. It goes on the back to the cycle and round the front to the run. You've got your sunglasses, which I always wear, because if you're doing 40 mile an hour in the wind on the run, on the run, that'd be good. On the cycle, the wind's going to get in your eyes. And shoes, if they're not clipped in. You don't need a glove because you're running and cycling. Spare tube, Allen keys. We're social distancing at the moment, so one for the left side, one for the right side. Okay, so that lot stays there, but this stays on the towel waiting for transition, because as you come into transition you'll be a bit disorientated, so you keep here what you need to put on. Okay, so my trainers will be there after the cycle, and I'm doing the last run, and then I put the trainers on and off I go. The last thing just to say is, as you come out of transition, you can't be on the bike, you've got to walk out of the transition area, so as not to harm any of athletes. Okay, so lastly we've got this bike here, which is a bit of a hybrid version. I'm not sure which bike that is, custard tarts and chocolate. Might be Steve's maybe, I don't know. But yeah, certainly good for up the hills. Bit of a cross between Copenhagen and a cycling Miss Daisy, that one I think, isn't it? So that's a bit about Triathlon Duathlon. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a try if you want to. There's the sprint version, which is a short version, and it's certainly something which we get excited about, and the community within the Triathlon Duathlon area is fantastic. Right, so share your experiences. Look forward to seeing you soon. Hope you enjoy the blog. Comments as always, please.